Deronda here with Foods 101. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and I'm giving you a heads up on how to make these heart-shaped sugar cookies with a strawberry center. These will melt anyone's heart. The ingredients you're going to need is 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of butter softened, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pure almond extract, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla, 1 cup of granulated sugar, and 1/2 cup of strawberry preserves. If you want to substitute this with apricot preserves or orange marmalade or cherry preserves, I'm going to leave that up to you. Let me show you how we're going to get this together. Add your salt and baking powder into your flour. Give this a lovely little whisking until these 3 ingredients are well blended. And then you can sit this off to the side. I'm using my stand mixer to mix our dough together, and I'm first going to add in that 1 cup of granulated sugar. I've been adding my softened butter to the top of the sugar. That way all that butter and sugar will get well incorporated. Make sure your butter is nice and soft. You don't want to melt your butter in the microwave, and you don't want to leave chunks of butter throughout your sugar cookie, or you're going to lose the shape of your heart-shaped cookie as it bakes. Use your paddle attachment. I mix my cookie dough on medium for about 2 or 3 minutes, or until it's super light and fluffy. Be sure to scrape down the sides of your bowl as you go. That looks great, and you can see how light and fluffy it is. Looky there. Perfect. Add that 1 egg with our pure vanilla extract. Make sure you use pure vanilla. It'll make all the difference in flavor, along with your pure almond extract. Incorporate these ingredients for the next 1 minute on medium speed. That looks absolutely perfect. And if you're wondering if you can use a hand mixer, you may. Add 1 cup of our dry ingredients at a time. We want to make sure that we don't overmix this. If you overmix your cookie dough once you add your flour, your cookie's going to be tough. So we want these light, lovely, delicious cookies. So on low, we're just going to incorporate 1 cup of flour until it just starts coming together, as you can see. And again, you want to make sure you also keep the sides of your bowl scraped down, because you don't want any residue left on the side of your bowl that's going to interfere with these delicious flaky sugar cookies. Add that 2nd cup of flour. Gently just incorporate your flour into your butter mixture. We're adding the last of our flour. As you can see, our sugar cookie dough has come loose from the sides of the bowl. This is ready to roll out. That's right, this dough does not need to be refrigerated. I'm going to take my cookie dough out of the bowl. We're just going to divide it in half. You don't want to handle your dough too much, because again, that'll make your dough really stiff, and we're looking for this nice, lovely little light heart-shaped cookie. Lightly flour your surface. You don't want a whole lot of flour. Start patting out our dough until we get it in about a 1/2 inch thick disc before we start rolling. Make sure your dough is not going to stick to the surface. May need to add just a little bit more. I have a rolling pin here with my adjustable 1/4 inch ring here on the end. If you don't have a rolling pin with this, you can go ahead and use a ruler or a skewer on each side to roll your rolling pin over. You want to roll out your dough about 1/4 of an inch thick. I'm using heart-shaped cookie cutters, 4 inches this way, 4 inches across, and you're going to need a heart-shaped cookie cutter 2 inches by 2 inches. Before you start cutting out your cookies, you flour the edge here. You don't want your dough sticking to the edge of your cookie cutter. I'm going to start up here along the edge. We're going to cut down, and we're just going to lift up. In between cuttings, be sure that you flour your cookie cutter along the edge. With our 2-inch heart cookie cutters, flour it so it won't stick. And I'm going to go into the center of 2 of our cookies, and I'm going to remove the center. You just want to line up this point with this point and this point with this point. Just eyeball it, get it in there evenly. It doesn't have to really be perfect. Remove the excess dough from around our cookie. I've got a cookie sheet here that I've lined with parchment paper. I'm going to transport my cookies over here to my cookie sheet. You may need to use a spatula to get your cookie up off the surface. And of course this one, we're just going to remove the center. I've got my cookies here on my cookie sheet. If you see any excess flour, just go ahead and use a pastry brush and you can just dust it off. At this point, I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to place our cutout heart cookie over our solid heart. And just make sure that you line it up. Back with that strawberry jam, and I'm using a teaspoon. I'm going to add it right here into the center until it's flush with our top layer of cookie dough. There's a restaurant called La Madeleine's that have these every year for Valentine's Day, and they got so popular they started having them year round. Everyone absolutely loves them. Sometimes you need to use the end of a knife to spread it around, or you can use the end of a toothpick. By the way, if your dough gets a little too soft on you, you can put it in the freezer for about 2 to 3 minutes until it really begins to firm. It makes it very easy to handle, as you can see. Once you get the jam in the center of your cookies, you're going to tap your cookie tray to make sure that jam settles down in there. Off to that preheated oven on the middle rack for the next 12 to 15 minutes, or until they start turning golden along the edge. Use your timer and no peeking. Here's our baked, heart-shaped, strawberry-filled cookies, and you can see the strawberry just bubbling. This took about 22 minutes to get that beautiful golden edge along the cookie there. All ovens bake differently. Just keep your eye on it. We're gonna let it cool here in our pan for about 5 minutes before we transport it over here to a cooling rack. After about 5 minutes, I'm using a really thin spatula to get under the cookie, and really it's nice and cool by this time, and look how lovely and golden that is on the bottom. That's definitely what you're looking for, and golden around the edge. Let this cool for another 30 to 40 minutes. We want it completely cooled, so when we bite into it, we have this lovely flaky cookie, and look how beautiful those are. I gotta break into one of these and show you what it's like on the inside. I can smell that almond extract, and now this has been cooling down for about 30 minutes, and it just breaks apart. Don't break my heart though. And we got to give it a try. Look how golden it is on the back, around the edges. That strawberry jam. Let's try it. Wow. It's almost like a shortbread. The combination between a shortbread and a really moist sugar cookie. It's flaky. Crunchy around the edge, but moist in the center. And that strawberry jam just takes it to a whole new level. I'm Dorana with Foods 101. You know what to do. Happy Valentine's Day. Here are my little heart-shaped cookie centers. I sprinkled them with white sugar and red and white sugar. You can leave them plain or decorate them however you wish. I just love the way they turned out. Don't forget that thumbs up. These would melt anyone's heart. Stay safe, and I'll catch you lovely people later.